Investors sue Facebook. You knew this was coming, right? This was a badly managed IPO.
Yeah.
David Benoit, give us, because you have this story, give us the latest on this. Who is suing whom and over what?
So what we have this morning is kind of one of the first investor lawsuits to come out against Facebook, and these investors are alleging in their lawsuit, which is in Manhattan federal court, that Facebook and the underwriters kind of hid some information from the general public. This comes out of these stories yesterday that hit that Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs had their analysts actually change their revenue projections for Facebook, and this wasn't
during the road
yes,
shows.
During the road show before the IPO, and it wasn't kind of widely disseminated. The banks essentially say, listen, this wasn't anything out of the ordinary. Our analysts are separate from our banking team that were working for Facebook. They did this on their own, and the move followed an announcement Facebook made about its revenue projections. But
do we know who these investors are? Are these large investors, small investors?
I mean, these are three investors. To be honest, the names didn't jump out at me.
Okay. So small investors.
Yeah. They're not. This isn't Fidelity or anything like that.
Right.
But these lawsuits happen a lot. There have been, before this suit, there were some plaintiff lawyers that kind of came out and said, hey, come to us investors, we're going to sue Facebook.
Yeah.
But this is really kind of the first time investors have come out and sued for this IPO that is not doing so well.
No,
it is right now. But
I think it's doing well this morning, but yeah, not doing so well. And I mean, when these stories did break, a lot of people said, look, this is a very unusual thing to happen, to have these research analysts change their projections like that. So I think that's why you're seeing such a reaction to it.
There was a lot before this IPO. I mean,
you see the stock there, it's up 4%, so pretty good day so far for Facebook.
It's probably separate from the lawsuit. But right before the IPO, it was kind of, we don't normally we got ratings from independent investors before, a couple buys, which is very unusual before a company is actually public for an analyst to come out and put a rating on it or a price target. And so what it seems like is it wasn't necessarily any different at Morgan Stanley where, they were running the IPO, but their analysts have to be doing their work too, and it's supposed to be separate, but it does seem unusual.
Yeah. Obviously, these are not going to be the last of these, I would imagine. These three are not. It's not going to be the only reaction in the civil courts you hear.
It's true.